Woo! How y'all doing, ladies and gentlemen? How y'all doing? How my boxing fans doing tonight? How y'all doing tonight? I am your host, Terry Higgins, and welcome to No Nonsense Boxing. Ladies and gentlemen, you see what is going down. The Rumble at Caribe Royale is going down this Friday at 7 p.m. on Showtime, ShoBox. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get more into the event. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get more into the event. Let's do that. Ladies and gentlemen, this event is also the first time ShoBox will take place in Orlando as the Dominican Republic's Luis Nunez, 15 wins, 0 losses, 11 KOs, who made his ShoBox debut in September, battles Carlos Arrieta, 14 wins, 0 losses, 8 KOs of Puerto Rico in a 10-round lightweight main event. Okay, the core event pits hard-hitting Starling Castillo and 16 wins, 0 losses, 12 KOs against ShoBox returnee Otar Oranazan, 10 wins, 0 losses, 6 KOs, and an 8-round lightweight bout. Okay, in the telecast opener, knockout artist Edwin De Los Santos, 13 wins, 0 losses, 12 KOs, battles William Foster, the third, 12 wins, 0 losses, 8 KOs, in an 8-round super featherweight fight. Okay. All 6 fighters have deep amateur pedigrees, highlighting their commitment to the sport. There will be a new face on the ShoBox telecast as veteran combat sports reporter Bryan Campbell will join former world champion Raul Marquez, okay? And ringside as an expert analyst, while International Boxing Hall of Famer Barry Tompkins calls the blow-by-blow action. Fellow Hall of Famer Steve Farhood will remain a part of the broadcast team remotely, okay? The 3-fight telecast promoted by Samson Boxing with a sensational undercard, all right? All right, tickets are still being sold for this event, all right? So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the box rec, okay? The box rec. All right, Nunez versus Arrieta, man, January 6, 2022. Welcome, 2022, at the Caribe Royale, Orlando, Florida, in the United States of America on Showtime, ladies and gentlemen. 7 p.m. on Showtime. Look, ladies and gentlemen, Nunez comes to the record with 15 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws. And Arrieta comes to the ring with 14 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws, okay? Nunez is 22 years old. Arrieta's age has not been disclosed, okay? Nunez has a height advantage of 5'7", comes in at 5'7". Arrieta comes in at 5'6". The reach on Nunez is not listed, but the reach on Arrieta is at 66.9. Both guys are orthodox, so it's going to go down. It's going to be a good fight. Both guys are right-handed fighters. Once again, man, a full record. Nunez comes in at 15 wins. 15 wins, 11 by knockout. Has a 73% KO percentage, 0 losses, 0 stoppages, 0 draws. He debuted in 2018, 61 pro rounds, okay? Arrieta comes to the ring with 14 wins, 8 by KO by knockout. It has a 57% KO percentage, 0 losses, 0 stoppages, 0 draws. He debuted in 2015. He has 57 pro rounds. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the pro rounds are pretty even. Let me see. Arrieta came in 3 years before Nunez. Okay. I'm gonna put it like this, man. For what I see from these two guys, I'm gonna see. I see that Nunez is very strong. Okay, so I think from what I'm seeing from this box rec right here is that Nunez is probably gonna knock Arrieta out in this fight. Okay, and it's probably gonna be like the middle rounds because, like I said, man, both of these guys have 0 losses. It's gonna be a pretty good fight. Both guys are orthodox, but I think Nunez is gonna get the best of Arrieta and he's gonna get the knockout like in the 5th or 6th round. That's my prediction in this fight. Like I said, this is the headlining fight. Both guys are not ranked yet by the Ring, WBA, WCW, or the IBF. None of these guys are ranked yet, okay? So let's get to the news here. When is this Nunez Arrieta fight? I already told you guys, but let's read it. Luis Reynaldo Nunez will take on Carlos Arrieta on Friday, January 7th, 2022 at the Caribe Royale, Orlando in Florida. The fight will be contested over 10 rounds in the featherweight division, which means the weight limit will be 126 pounds, okay? All right, let's look more into this fight here. Nunez versus Arrieta stats. Luis Reynaldo Nunez steps into the ring with an undefeated record of 15 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws, 11 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Carlos Arrieta will make his way to the ring with an unblemished record of 14 wins, 0 losses, and 8 of those by knockout. The stats suggest Nunez has an advantage in power over Arrieta with a 73% knockout percentage over Arrieta's 57%. Luis Reynaldo Nunez is the older man by 22 years at 22 years old. Nunez has a height advantage of 1 inch over Arrieta, okay? Both Luis Reynaldo Nunez and Carlos Arrieta fight out of an orthodox stance, okay? Nunez is arguably the more experienced fighter, having had 1 more fight, made his debut in 2018, 2 years and 7 months later than Arrieta, whose first professional fight was in 2015. He has fought 4 more professional rounds, 61 to Arrieta's 57, okay? All right here. So, hold up. Where'd I go here? Thing went back. Okay. What time does the fight start? Okay. These fighters are expected to make a ring walk at around 11 p.m. Eastern time, 8 p.m. Pacific time at the Caribe Royale, Orlando, Florida, United States, which is around 4 a.m. Global Mountain Time in the UK. Who is showing the fight? Like I said, once again, it's Showtime. ShoBox is showing this fight, and it's on Showtime at 7 p.m. You can watch it on the Showtime app, on your TV mobile devices. They also have, you can go to Roku, Fire TV, Xbox One, iOS, and Android TV, and mobile devices, okay? This is how you get the fight. You got to download the app, the Showtime app, or if you got cable, watch it on Showtime. Either way, it's going to be on Showtime, okay? That's the fight, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, I see this fight going to be, I see Nunez knocking out Arrieta, okay? As a season of odds, it says they got Nunez winning this fight, outright. Like I said, you can pick Arrieta as for the upset, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think Nunez is going to knock out Arrieta in this fight. Like I said, probably like the 5th, the 6th round is going to be a knockout in this fight. Both guys are undefeated, but like I said, man, Arrieta has a better knockout percentage than Arrieta, much stronger fighter. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into some news. Let's get into some news that's going on. Some boxing news, okay? Let's get into some news. Let's see what's going on today in boxing, all right? Let's see what's going on in boxing today. Got a lot of news, a lot of stuff going on today in boxing. Let's see what's going on. Let's see. Where we're gonna start it here. Let's start with Top Rank Prez talks about. Let's see here. What does Top Rank President talk about? Top Rank President says, "I'd love to bring Mikaela Mayer to the UK." Okay, yeah, she's a very good boxer, man. Top Rank President Todd Dubois has big plans in store for WIBF super featherweight champion Mikaela Mayer. He believes the unbeaten boxer has the potential to become a major star in the United States. Last year, Mayer raised her game when she won a very tough 10-round decision over Maeva Hamadoshe to unify the WBO and IBF world titles, okay? Dubois admits that his company was initially reluctant to sign Mayer as his company is primarily focused on male athletes. The plan, says Dubois, is to further expand Mayer's growth in the U.S. market and then eventually bring her out to the UK, where some lucrative fights are possible. While women's boxing is still growing in the United States, the UK market is booming with a variety of talented female fighters being signed by rival promoter Eddie Hearn of Matchroom. We were apprehensive about what to do in the women's category. We had only dabbled in it a decade before, but she sold me on it. She has an out-of-ring personality, but inside the ring, I wasn't sure, Dubois said to Sky Sports. Then her last fight was so sensational. She has delivered in so many fights. Nobody is the face of boxing, but Mikaela is an important part, particularly in the U.S. In the UK and Ireland, there is Savannah Marshall and Katie Taylor, okay? Mikaela Michaela and Carissa Shields have done a lot in the U.S. after performance like in her last fight. After performance in her last fight, Michaela grips you. She has a real potential in America, and I would also love to bring her to the UK. You know, Michaela Mayer is a very talented female boxer. She is undefeated, and she's up and coming. And like I said, man, I would definitely bring her out that way and see what she can do. Let's see what else is going on, ladies and gentlemen, in the world of boxing. Let's see what else we got. Jason Maloney, I want the WBC world title. That's the dream. Let's see what he got, what he's talking about. There's Jason Maloney. He's a very talented boxer as well. Highly ranked bantamweight. Jason Maloney has his sights set on WBC champion Nonito Donaire. Woo! I don't know about that, Jason Maloney. Okay. Nonito Donaire is known as the Filipino Flash. Successfully defended his WBC 118th crown last month. Donaire needs no introduction, as he's a legend to the sport, and the all-action Australian was full of admiration for the boxer. Yes, Nonito Donaire is a true legend of the boxing world. I think he's like 40 or 41 years old, but he's still doing this thing. Maloney stated, "You can't help but admire Nonito Donaire. He's a class act. He's an example of what fighters should be like. He comes across as a gentleman and a classy guy outside of the ring and in the ring. He's a warrior and have nothing but respect for him." Donaire has fought everybody and shown in his last fight he asked at the top level. You can see he's a dedicated athlete who keeps his body ready all year round. That's what being a professional athlete is about. That's why he's still at the elite level in 2021. Maloney currently sits at the number 2 spot in the WBC after beating Josh Greer this past summer in the United States with the final eliminator in sight. The Australian Mayhem elaborated on his hopes for 2022. Maloney said, "I can't wait for the final eliminator for Donaire. I've worked really hard to come back an improved fighter from the Neo Inoue fight, and I believe I now have the skill set to push everybody in the bantamweight division. I want the WBC title. That's the dream. So if that means fighting Nonito Donaire, then so be it. It'll be a great fight against a great champion. Firstly, I have to get past whoever they put in front of me in the eliminator. So that's my objectives as of now. But fighting Donaire is on my wish list this year." And you know what? It would be a good fight, but Nonito Donaire is on a whole different level. He's in a whole different level. I don't see that fight going past 6 rounds either. But hey, man, you gotta keep your dreams high, man. You gotta keep them high. You know what I'm saying? Gotta believe yourself. Oh, this guy right here, Josh Taylor right here. This guy's a beast. Josh Taylor, wishful thinking to fight 3 times in 2022. In 2022, certainly twice. Josh Taylor, he's a beast, man. I'm telling you what, whoever fights Josh Taylor is going to have their hands full this year. Undisputed junior welterweight world champion Josh Taylor is hoping to fight 2 to 3 times in 2022. Taylor's schedule will have a big moment squeezed in, with the boxer getting married to longtime partner Danielle Murphy. On February 26th at Glasgow's Hydro, Taylor will make a mandatory defense against undefeated contender Jake Catterall. I don't like this fight, but either way, look, Josh Taylor is the man. He got the build. He can move and shake whatever he want to do, man. But Jack Catterall has no chance in HLL. This fight is going to go. There's going to be early stoppage in this fight. I'll put it like that. It's early stoppage. This fight ain't going to 5 rounds. It's probably going to be over in like 2 to 3 rounds. Okay. This year we're probably only going to get 2, maybe 3 fights in, said Taylor, 18-0 to Herald, Scotland. "I'm getting married in June, so I'll have the fight in February, have a couple of months off, and then it's my stag do, and then the wedding. Hopefully after that, I'll look to get out in September, maybe November. Wishful thinking would be to get out 3 times. If I can stay in the gym, get fit, but certainly twice. First, it will be to fight Jack Catterall, and then hopefully a big one later in the year too." Taylor had a single fight in 2021 when he scored 2 knockdowns in a decision win over Jose Ramirez. That was a very good fight. And hey, man, after that fight, I was like, man, Josh Taylor's a beast. I don't know who's going to stop him, but the guy is very skilled in the ring and has power as well. Okay. An injury in training camp prevented Taylor from competing for a second time last year. Now he receives a homecoming against a tough opponent. I don't think it's that tough, but we'll see. It's a very exciting prospect looking at possible future opponents. Taylor said, I 100% believe in winning this fight against Jack. He's standing in my way of me going for my other goals. If it doesn't go well, then there's no point thinking about what happens afterwards. He's desperate to become the first Englishman to become undisputed champion and will fight his heart out to try to do that. I have to make sure he doesn't get anywhere near that. I have to make sure I get him out of the way first. It's taking on the odd enemy. The atmosphere will be brilliant with the bagpipes and all that stuff. It's always good when the Scotland versus England thing comes together. The Hydro is my home arena, as I've had a lot of success there since the Commonwealth Games. The Ivan Baranchik, Victor Postal, Ryan Martin, Winston Campos fights. I'm delighted to be coming back. Yes, I'm telling you, man, Josh Taylor is the truth and nothing but the truth. And I'm looking forward to what he does this year. Let's see. Your Dennis Ugas is going to be tough, but with 100%, I can beat Errol Spence. I'm looking forward to that fight. I think that fight is going to get signed soon so they can get in the ring and somebody is going to lose a belt or some belts. Let's get into it. So what seemed to be impossible became a reality when the WBA Association allowed the unification plans of 3 titles between Yordenis Ugas and Errol Spence. Spence was set to face Manny Pacquiao in the summer of 2021, but that fight was called off when the unified champion discovered an eye injury that required surgery. Ugas agreed to be a late replacement and shocked many observers when he outboxed the 8th division belt holder over 12 rounds to secure a dominant decision win. Yeah, I was shocked too. I was shocked that Dennis Ugas beat Manny Pacquiao. That really shocked me. I'm happy I did not put no money on that fight because I'd been mad. But anyway, man, great fight. Dennis Ugas definitely upset Manny Pacquiao. And now Manny is now retired. Will he come back? I don't know, but I hope so. Because he didn't look that bad. He just, that late replacement thing, it caught Manny off guard. But I think if Manny wanted to come back, he could, but he probably won't. He's running for what is he running for now? The governor of the Philippines or something like that. I think that's what he's running for, governor of the Philippines or something, or the president of the Philippines. I don't know. I gotta look, man. But he's running for something in the Philippines, man. But good luck to him. Pacquiao retired from boxing, and Ugas picked up the biggest win of his career. Now Ugas is motivated to make more history by beating one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the sport. The contest is being positioned to take place in the first quarter of 22. Okay, yeah, okay. But like I said, man, I think maybe a few weeks we're going to get a date for that fight, which is going to be very interesting. If Ugas fights the way that he fought against Manny Pacquiao, I don't think he's going to win, but I think he'll step his game up. I think he has levels to his game. I think it's going to be a good fight, okay? I'm happy that we will have a great fight. The fight that I wanted, a fight that, as I have always said, will be historic for Cuban boxing. I'm happy to fight one of the best pound for pound, so I feel blessed and excited about this challenge, Ugas said to George Ebro. Okay, 100%, I can win this fight. The fight that is not won is the one that is not fought. It's going to be tough, strong fight, but my mindset is just that. Looking for the toughest fight and giving everything of myself is going to be very tough, but I'm already prepared for that. All right, Ugas. All right. And Ugas realizes that a lot of people view him as a big underdog. On the other hand, Spence has not been very active in the last few years due to the eye injury and also a bad car accident in late 2019. There are fighters who seem easy or people believe they have no chance of winning, but I think I gained a lot of respect since the Pacquiao fight, and that is going to help me a lot with the opinions of people, Ugas said. We'll see what he has. He is the great fighter regardless. For my part, I'm going to prepare myself for the best version of Spence. I don't want anything to surprise me, Ugas said. Okay. All right. I think, like I said before, I think Ugas has levels to him, and I think he will give Spence a very good fight. I would like to see how Spence comes back from the injury. He has been in and out of the ring since his car accident. I think Ugas will definitely come in prepared. He would definitely give a fight. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be good. And it's a possibility it will go all 12 rounds because Ugas is a tough Tough guy. Okay. Let's see what else we got in the news. Let's see. Where are we at? Okay. Ortiz Hergervick given 3 days to accept IBF invitation to enter talks for final eliminator. Ooh, okay. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Yeah, man. Look, man. We talked about that fight last week, man. What did I tell you? King Kong Ortiz was going to beat Charles Martin. All right. He knocked him out. I thought it might go all 12 because both guys are very technical boxer. Well, Ortiz is more technical boxer than Charles Martin, more technical. But either way, I figured that it was gonna be more of a boxing fight than a slugfest. I was wrong, man. It was wrong. Both guys went down back and it was a back and forth thing. You know what I'm saying? Well, actually, no, it wasn't a back and forth thing. Well, what? Hold up. Did Charles Martin go down once? Either way, Ortiz knocked Charles Martin out. All right, he knocked him out. Ortiz was getting knocked down, but by Martin, I was like, oh my goodness, this is not going the way I planned it. But Ortiz, man, King Kong Ortiz came out there and he got him out there, knocked him on his behind, and I was like, man, he did his thing. And look, now we're talking about a whole nother fight. Ortiz Hergervick given 3 days to accept IBF invitation to end the talks for final eliminator. Let's get into this. All right, let's get into the story. I'm just talking and running my mouth. Luis Ortiz post-fight victory lap will end with a hard decision to make. Boxing.com has confirmed that the International Boxing Federation has sent out a letter to both Ortiz and Philip Hergervick on Monday, giving both heavyweight contenders 3 days to accept an invitation to enter talks for a final title eliminator. It comes to the heels of Ortiz come from behind 6-round stoppage of former IBF titleist Charles Martin in their semi-final eliminator this past Saturday at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, Florida. Yes, Charles Martin was definitely putting the work in on Ortiz. I was like, wow. But Ortiz, man, he's dialing the clock back, man. Ortiz is like 42 years old, and he's like, no. I'm 42, but I'm 24. he came back and took Charles Martin out of there, man. I think Charles Martin was winning the fight before he got knocked out, man. It was a good fight. I actually would like to see a rematch of that, because the ref kind of did some funny business in there. You just didn't know what he was doing. But either way, let's finish the story. So, challenge accepted by Philip Hergervick. Nisse Sauerland, Hergervick's co-promoter, exclaimed upon receipt of the correspondence from the IBF 3 days of counting for Luis Ortiz to accept. All right, okay. Miami's Ortiz, 33 wins, 2 losses, 28 KOs, 2 no contests, enters Saturday's Fox Sports pay-per-view headliner with the understanding that such a next step would be in the works. The Cuban Southpaw agreed to fight with Martin, with the winner to move within one fight of becoming the mandatory contender to the IBF heavyweight title held by unified WBA Super IBF WIBO titleist Alexander Usyk. Alexander Usyk will probably be defending them belts again in a rematch with Anthony Joshua. I'm pretty sure Anthony Joshua will accept the rematch and they will go in this fight. And I don't see Anthony Joshua doing anything different but losing again to Alexander Usyk. I would say step aside and let Usyk fight Fury so we can get an undisputed heavyweight champion. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyway, let's get into further story. Hergervick, 14 wins, 0 losses, 12 KOs, a 2016 Olympic bronze medalist of Croatia, who also trains out of Miami, has spent much of 2021 watching numerous heavyweights in the IBF rankings bypass the opportunity to enter a title eliminator. The 6'6" contender believes to have such a fight in place when co-promoter Matchroom Boxing won a purse bid hearing to secure the rights to an ordered final elimination bout between Hergervick and Michael Hunter II. Now, Michael Hunter II looked really bad in his last fight. Looked really bad. And this guy, Philip Hergervick, ain't no joke. If Michael Hunter get in that ring with that dude, it's going to be night-night, and you're going to put another loss on your resume, okay? So, no, don't do that. Michael Hunter luckily got out of that negotiation and said, "Oh no, I'm not doing it." Good for you, Michael Hunter. Good for you. Because no, you ain't ready yet. those plans quickly fell apart when Hunter decided to move in a different direction. Good for you. Hergervick has since fought twice. Both have come against unbeaten but untested competition, each ending in a third round knockout. The most recent outcome came December 5th when Hergervick tore through Emir Amatovic as part of a Dawson show from MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. The hope for plans by the IBF would pit arguably the division's two most avoided contenders. Hergervick has endured his own struggles to land relevant opposition, even with the two promoters working around clock on his behalf. Ortiz, who turns 43 in March. Let's see, 40. Yeah, man, he's up there, man, but he ain't really showing it. He's still doing his thing. Has experienced much of the same really throughout his 12-year career. The longtime top contender remains defined by his pair of competitive knockout losses to then WBC heavyweight titleist Deontay Wilder, primarily because most of the rest of the division tends to look away when his name is mentioned. Yeah, they don't want to fight that guy. Ortiz is a very polished boxer, okay, and very strong. The win over Martin was arguably the most significant of Ortiz's career. It is certainly the best name on his resume since the December 2015 stoppage win over the top 10 contender Bryan Jennings. The opportunity is now in place for Ortiz to accept an invitation to sit down with the division's other boogeyman, though one that comes with a countdown clock. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. It feels about either party to enter such talks will prompt the IBF to go down the list of its current top 15 contenders and search the highest ranked available and willing heavyweight. I think Ortiz will accept the fight depending on the money that's put up. Now, Hergervick, I want to say, is under Matchroom Boxing, if I remember correctly. I think he's under Matchroom, Eddie Hearn and them. Eddie Hearn is pretty good at putting up the money. So if the money's right, I think this fight will happen. If it doesn't happen, then but I think it'll be a good fight. But I think Hergervick is too big for Ortiz. I don't think Ortiz can hurt Hergervick. I don't think you can. I haven't seen Hergervick hurt. I haven't seen him tested really. Haven't seen him really tested. And I think Hergervick will send Ortiz into retirement. That's my prediction. If this fight happens, I see Hergervick sending Ortiz into retirement. But it'll be an entertaining fight until that knockout hit comes. Let's see what else we got, man. Let's see. Atlas. Joshua accepts defeat too easily, like a guy that made too much money. Damn. Oh man. Woo. Let's see what's going on with this, man. Veteran trainer, boxing analyst Stanley Atlas believes two-time heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua was a bit too gracious in defeat. Okay. Should I sit and be dwelling on my loss, Teddy? Should I be dwelling on my loss, Teddy? Anyway, let's get in the story, man. Back in June 2019, Joshua was shocked when he lost his unified crown to huge underdog Andy Ruiz, who dropped the British star 4 times for a stoppage win in 7 rounds. 6 months later, Joshua regained his title when he boxed his way to a 12-round decision win over Ruiz. Yes. I was surprised that Joshua came in there differently. And I was surprised that Ruiz came in the ring so damn fat. But anyway, in 2021, Joshua was once again struck with a setback when Alexander Usyk outboxed him over 12 for a unanimous decision victory to capture the IBF, WA titles. Yes, Alexander Usyk definitely outworked Joshua in that fight. Atlas, who worked with several top fighters like former heavyweight champions Mike Tyson, Alexander Povetkin, and Michael Moore, feels Joshua accepts defeat too easily. Okay. Joshua's made too much money, Atlas said on his podcast, The Fight. I do think that he accepts defeat too easily, too graciously. I want a good winner and a good loser. Don't get me wrong. I believe as much as anybody, if not more than most people, about showing that kind of graciousness, whether you win or lose. but he's too gracious when it comes to it, like a guy that made too much money. Joshua has exercised an immediate rematch clause with the second fight with Usyk being positioned for dates in April. Okay, all right. Let's see. The twice being boxer has promised to get revenge. The learning is done. It's war, straight war. I'm boiling up inside speaking about it. Usyk has had like 400 amateur fights. He's seen people that have tried to rough him up millions of times. So to just try and adapt to one game plan is silly, Atlas said. But for me, I have one thing in mind. That's war. That's murder. That's war. That's go out there and hurt the guy and take his soul to the point where he wants to give up. Okay, all right. I don't think you're going to do it, Joshua. I think Usyk is definitely too much of a skilled boxer. He's too fast. He's too light. Joshua it's impossible for Joshua to get down to, to a nice weight where he can move around. He's just too bulky, too muscular. I just think Usyk is just going to be able to bounce around, box circles around Joshua. He's going to do the same thing he did to him. I don't think this rematch is going to do any good for Joshua. I think he needs to take a step aside, let Usyk fight Fury, see what happens with that, and fight the winner of that. You know what I'm saying? That's my position on that. But we'll see what happens. Let's see what else we got in the news. Let's see what else we got. Chris Congo now training with Ben Davison aligns with boxer. Chris Congo. All right, let's see. Let's see what this goes on here. What Chris Congo's got going on. Former WBO Global Welterweight Champion Chris Too Slick Congo kicks off 2022 by announcing that he has signed a multi-fight promotional deal with Boxer and aims to get back into world title contention this year. The Bermondsey star is thrilled to join the burgeoning boxer stable and is now under new trainer Ben Davison, who also guides undisputed world super lightweight champion Josh Taylor, amongst many other talents, as he plots a big year ahead. All Action Congo, 12 wins, 1 loss, 7 KOs, is managed and guided by heavyweight contender Dillian White. Okay, all right. So he's now with Boxer, huh? For Congo, he's just raring to get back into the ring and is looking forward to having his fights broadcast on Sky Sports. He said it's great to have teamed up with Boxer by signing a new promotional deal with them as they're doing amazing things and to be back on a fantastic TV platform like Sky Sports. I have a new promoter to push me and get me to where I want to be at world level and a challenge for a world title. And of course, a new trainer in Ben who will ensure that I get back to the top. I really can't wait to get back in the ring now. The important thing for me this year is to get back to fighting, keep active, and climb back up the world rankings. Boxer CEO and founder Ben Shalom said, as one of the first signings to Boxer in 2022, we welcome Chris Congo to the team and look forward to working with him this year. It's a big year for him. We'll work hard to return him to world-class mix and push on from there. The domestic and world 147-pound division is full of quality fighters and champions. Congo can really get himself back on the scene with some good victories this year and into the top 10 world rankings, okay? A former Team GB member with 70 victories in the amateurs, Congo turned pro in August 2016 with a first-round KO over Jason Nesbitt and quickly rose through the ranks to challenge for his first title against Luther Clay in August 2020. A head-turning ninth-round stoppage of play from a punishing left hook delivered Congo the WBO global belt and a world ranking. However, then out of action until March 2021, Congo suffered a setback when he lost the title on points to the awkward Michael McKinson in his first defense, but is ready and hungry to regain his world title contention position. Okay. He said there will be time where he will be, he said there will be a time he will have to come back and see me. There was nothing in the fight. If I had the chance again, I beat him. I only had one fight in nearly 2 years when I fought McKinson. He was still active and had the experience. Setback and hardship isn't new to Congo. As a 16-year-old growing up in Bermondsey, he was involved in gang culture and was stabbed. It was a turning point for Congo as he turned turned his back on that life and focused on his boxing career, and he now wants to inspire and encourage youngsters who are in that position now. He added, it made me think what I wanted to do with my life and where I was going, and boxing was that I definitely wanted to do. With the life I was leading, it could have gone one way or the other. I'm so grateful to have chosen the right path, and I know what I achieved through boxing. This year, I want to go back into the community, show kids what they can get out and achieve great things with their lives. If I can do it, so can they. All right, Chris Congo. I'm looking forward to seeing what you got for this year, brother. Signing to Boxer. I'm looking forward to seeing what you do this year, brother. Looking forward to it. Let's see what else we got. What else do we got for the news? Man, we got so many stories. Oh my goodness. So many stories. Where we go at? Aram on Lopez's weight troubles. No more 135 pounds. Has to fight at 140. Let's go. Let's see what is going on. Yeah. Lopez almost lost his life in the ring when he fought George Kambosos, man. He had some heart issues or something. Or was it a heart or lung? I don't know, man. Either way, let's get to the story. I'm tired of talking about, Bob Arum has no plans on offering Teofimo Lopez another fight at 135 pounds, given the potentially catastrophic health issues that could arise. The president of Top Rank Inc. revealed in an interview Tuesday that Lopez is still recuperating from the fallout of his upset loss to George Kambosos on November 27th at the Hulu Theater at Madison Square Garden in New York City. Lopez, an asthmatic, was found. Okay, he's asthmatic. All right, was found to have air in his chest and heart areas after losing his lightweight belts to Kambosos in what could have been a potentially fatal situation for the boxer. According to a report by ESPN, Lopez's symptoms worsened once he began dehydrating after the weigh-in. So if y'all knew that, why'd you let the man fight? I'm sure y'all know he had problems. Either way, man, I knew something was wrong. Lopez did not look right in that fight, man. I really saw Lopez beating Kambosos. I think if Kambosos stepped up to 140, I think Lopez could beat him. You know what I'm saying? But if that 135 pounds is not healthy for Lopez, then yes, of course, go to 140, man. Hope to see what you can do at 140. Again, it's something that fighters have to avoid. He didn't go about getting down the weight he should have. He got dehydrated. He had problems with his lungs and his esophagus. He almost died. I told him, make sure you're okay. Told IFL TV. I'll meet with him and his father and no more 135 pounds and fight at 140. A lot of what happened to Lopez, says the industry-wide custom of drastic weight cuts in order to gain a physical advantage of one's opponent is misguided. Lopez has been vocal about how difficult it's been for him to make the 135-pound limit, even before his title unifying win over Vasil Lomachenko in 2020. Lopez, 16-1-12, did not enlist his usual nutritionist going into the Kambosos fight. He has to move him a weight, Arum said of his client. The one thing I hate about the sport of boxing is making weight artificially because they think it gives them an advantage. And it probably does. Fighting at a division they really shouldn't be at. They should be at a higher division, but everybody gets themselves down to fight in the lower division because they can have a size advantage over their opponent. Top Rank has numerous high-quality fighters in the 140-pound division for Lopez to fight, including unified title holder Josh Taylor and contenders Jose Morales, Jose Zapita, and Jose Pedraza. Yeah, I heard that he's going to be fighting Montana Love, his next fight. Now, if he fights Montana Love, T.O., I'm going to let you know right now, you're going to end up getting knocked out again. That is not a good comeback fight for you at 140. It's going to be an interesting fight, but it's not going to be a good comeback fight. It's going to be a good fight, but not a good comeback fight. I don't think that should be the one. But either way, like I said, that's what I heard through the grapevine. Heard that that's going to be the fight that he's going to come back to. Lopez and Love. And Montana Love is a whole different beast. But we'll see. Next, let's see here. Oh, Hergervick again. Team Hergervick. We hope Luis Ortiz will take up the fight. Let's see. Let's see what C says about this, okay? Philip Hergervick and his team hope that from the first IBF section heavyweight fight of 2022 comes a chance to move within one win of challenging for his first major title. Luis Ortiz emerged victorious in a dramatic fashion, rallying from 2 knockdowns and scored 2 of his own in a 6-round stoppage. A former IBF heavyweight titleist, Charles Martin, atop the January 1st Fox Sports pay-per-view event from Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, Florida. The bout was billed as a title eliminator, though, with work to do, as Ortiz now replaces Martin as the number 2 contender in the IBF heavyweight rankings. Hergervick is currently ranked number 3 by the New Jersey-based sanctioning body. Okay. On Monday, the IBF gave both boxers 3 days to confirm their desire to participate in a final eliminator to determine the next IBF mandatory challenger for unified titleist Alexander Usyk. 19 wins, 0 losses, 13 KOs. Just as Miami's Ortiz, 33 wins, 2 losses, 27 KOs, and 2 no contests, has for years claimed to be the division's boogeyman. The unbeaten Hergervick, 14 wins, 0 losses, 12 knockouts, feels his pain. From our side, we're happy that someone is in place to take the challenge against Philip. Nisei Sauerland, Hergervick's former promoter, along with Matchroom Boxing, Boxing.com. If it's Ortiz, then it's Ortiz. The 2016 Olympic bronze medalist for Croatia, who now trains in Miami, spent most of 2021 aiming to his current opponent for a final elimination bout. One was believed to be in place when he ordered a bout between Hergervick and top American contender Michael Hunter. Made its way to a purse bid, hearing which was won by Matchroom. Hunter opted out instead agreeing to a multi-bout. Instead, he agreed to a multi-bout deal with streaming platform Triller, where he has spent his last 2 fights. Okay, Hergervick has since fought twice, scoring back-to-back 3rd-round knockouts versus unbeaten, untested opponents. The 6'6" heavyweight took out Marco Warnejewicz after 3 rounds last September in Klagenfurt, Austria. Okay, an event that came as a consolation prize after several IBF ranked contenders refused to share the ring with him. He's a big dude. I wouldn't fight him either. He's a big, strong, heavy. He's a monster. I wouldn't fight him either. In his most recent start, Hergervick needed less than 7 minutes to ruin the unblemished record of Amir Tomovic this past December at MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. The fight was taken with the intention of next focusing on the outcome of Ortiz Martin, with hopes that the winner, Ortiz, will agree to a fight that will position the winner to challenge for the unified heavyweight title. Okay, we've obviously been through the rankings a couple of times. Ortiz may have been injured at the time of the IBS previous order. No Sauerland. We hope that Ortiz will take up the challenge. We look forward to a great heavyweight spectacle. We have nothing but respect for Luis Ortiz and believe he will make it a good fight. Usyk is currently awaiting a fight date for his contractually bound rematch with former 2-time unified heavyweight titleist Anthony Joshua, 24 wins, 2 losses, 22 KOs. The rotation of mandatory title defenses will leave the IBF challenger behind the WBA, though the latter has its own complications to sort out before identifying a challenger. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, if that fight goes down, I think Luis Ortiz will end up going in retirement because Hergervick will probably knock Ortiz out after what I saw Charles Martin do to him. Okay, but it'll be a good fight though. It'll be a good fight. Rene Toalez, Luis Melendez, the fight in ESPN co-feature January 29th in Tulsa. Okay, let's read the story, ladies and gentlemen. Let's read the story. Top Rank has a new co-feature for its ESPN show on January 29th in Tulsa, Oklahoma. BoxingScene.com has learned that junior lightweights Rene Toalez and Luis Melendez will meet in a 10-round fight that night at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. The co-feature January 29th was supposed to pit Joet Gonzalez against Adam Lopez, but Lopez withdrew from the 10-rounder due to managerial issues. Top Rank announced Monday that Gonzalez, 24 wins, 2 losses, 14 KOs of Glendora, California, instead will face Filipino featherweight contender Heyo Santissima. Heyo Santissima. Okay, I think that's his name. 21 wins, 3 losses, 18 KOs in the 10-round bout. ESPN Plus will stream a part of the Jose Pedraza undercard February 5th from Save Mart Center in Fresno, California. A lot of these foreign boxers, man, they got these names, man. It's hard to pronounce. The Toalez Melendez match will be top-ranked chief support prior to a main event that'll feature 130-pounder contenders Xavier Martinez, 17 wins, 0 losses, 11 big kills, and Robson Canseco, 16 wins, 1 loss, 8 KOs on January 29th. Mexico's Toalez, 22, has won 3 straight bouts since he lost an 8-round unanimous decision to the Dominican Republic's Michael Rivera. He's a very good boxer too. 22 wins, 0 losses, 14 KOs in June 2019 at Winter Vegas Casino Resort in Sloan, Iowa. That winning streak started with Toalez, 16 wins, 1 loss, 10 KOs, upset 2016 U.S. Olympian Carlos Arrieta. 11 wins, 1 loss, 10 KOs by a 6-round knockout in December 2019 at Toyota Arena in Ontario, California. Arrieta is signed with Bob Aarons Promotional Company last year, is expected to return to the ring on the Ramirez-Pedraza undercard against an opponent to be determined. Miami's Melendez, 17 wins, 1 loss, 13 KOs. Most recently, outpointed Cleveland's Thomas Matisse, 17 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw with 13 KOs, unanimously in a competitive 8-rounder, November 5th at the Virgin Hotels, Las Vegas. The 23-year-old Melendez, a native of Puerto Rico, has won 15 fights in a row since he suffered his lone professional defeat, a 4-round split decision to Elliot De Jesus that was then 1-2 in November 2018 at the Sheraton Puerto Rico Hotel and Casino in San Juan. Okay, so we got a co-feature event on the card of January 29th in Tulsa. Okay, Rene Toalez versus Luis Melendez. All right. What do we got next, ladies and gentlemen? What we got next? Look at this name. Trevor Bryan to proceed with voluntary title defense. Charr removed as WBA champion in recess. All right, let's look at this. 2 of these guys here that you don't even hear about much in the heavyweight division. Let's see what we got here. Manuel Charr suffers yet another knockout blow outside the ring. BoxingScene.com has learned that the former secondary WBA belt holder has lost out on a chance to face WBA World Heavyweight titleist Trevor Bryan for the 2nd time in the span of a year. Charr was previously owed a shot at the title he once held, but has been removed for failure to provide proof of a P1 entertainment visa required to travel to the United States for the fight. Oh man, Don King Promotions. Don King Productions planned to stage the bout January 29th at Packard Music Hall in Warren, Ohio. The date was established during a December 9 purse bid hearing won by the Hall of Fame promoter with a bid of $1,101.80. To be split evenly between Bryan and Charr, and from which King was required to submit a 25% non-refundable deposit of $250,025.45. Okay. So the purse bid requirements also stipulated that the fight contracts were to be submitted no later than 20 days after the hearing, and with that fight to take place between 45 and 90 days from December 9th. The 20-day deadline came and went without contracts received by the WBA, a factor on which Charr was banking to have a sanctioning body declare purse bid default. However, the figurative game of Russian roulette worked against the Syria-born heavyweight, now based of Cologne, Germany. The purse bid rules also specified that each fighter and their respective camps shall be responsible for obtaining their own passports and all visas required by the country where the bout is to take place, including but not limited to work visa P1 if bout is to take place in the USA. So each fighter is able to participate in the bout. Charr and his team have contended that they are unable to comply with that order without proof of a fight in order to travel to the U.S. representatives from the DKP. Insists that the contract offer was in fact presented to Charr, but that the 36-year-old heavyweight ultimately overplayed his hand. It has now cost him the chance to gain the title that was stripped from his position 1 year ago. An early similar development played out last January. Charr was due to defend his WBA world title versus Bryan, 21 wins, 0 losses, 15 KOs, who at the time held the now defunct WBA interim heavyweight belt last January 29 at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. Both sides contend that the other was unwilling to cooperate, with the matter serving as the subject of an ongoing lawsuit filed with the U.S. District Court, Southern District of Florida, in Fort Lauderdale. The fight was to take place by the January 29th, 2021 deadline as imposed by the WBA, who was prepared to have declared a default on a $2 million purse bid offer submitted by King. The sanctioned body went to the other direction, downgrading Charr to champion in recess, while approving a last-minute request by DKP to sanction a vacant WBA World Heavyweight title fight between Bryan and a faded former WC Toalez remains to burn. Bryan went on to win by 11th-round knockout, having not fought since then. The bout was first since winning the vacant interim title in a 4th-round knockout of BJ Flores in August 2018. Charr was out of the ring even longer, having never defended the secondary title he won in a 12-round unanimous decision over Alexander Ustinov in November 2017. Numerous hiccups, even beyond the global pandemic, kept him out of the ring for nearly 4 years, including a positive drug test, which he was able to successfully challenge due to a technicality. All right. The 42-month inactive stretch was broken last May, though Ali, in another fight that King attempted to block, Charr headlined a show in his adopted Cologne hometown against then unbeaten Christopher Lovejoy, 19 wins, 0 losses, 19 KOs at the time. Now he's 20 wins, 1 loss, 20 KOs. Why you gotta tell us all? You know what, man? Just get to the story. A legend of the Tijuana club circuit, who had to ride out the remainder of his contract with DKP to proceed with the fight. Charr won by 2nd-round knockout, after which he has since waited on the opportunity to regain his old title. The day will likely never come back around, though his legal team will certainly do its best to change that dynamic. Meanwhile, Bryan, 21 wins, 0 losses, 15 KOs, will remain on the card in a voluntary defense versus an opponent to be named. The likely replacement is Louisiana's Jonathan Guidry, 17 wins, 0 losses, 2 draws, 10 KOs, an unbeaten but largely unproven heavyweight who has magically appeared in the top 15 of the most recent WBA rankings released at the start of the new year. Guidry was previously due to face 42-year-old Alonzo Butler, 43 wins, 3 losses, 2 draws, 25 KOs on the undercard, according to a previous DKP release. With the win, Bryan would likely have to face England's Daniel Dubois. Woo! Now that might be interesting. I think Daniel Dubois could take out Trevor Bryan. All right, let's go back. Let's go more to the story. The current number 1 contender with the WBA as the result of the sanctioning body removing his previously held interim title from circulation last August. A condition of the title reduction policy is that Dubois would be owed a shot at the world title in lieu of Bryan being ordered to next face WBA super champion Alexander Usyk, 19 wins, 13 KOs, who also holds the IBF WBO IBO titles and who awaits a rematch with former 2-time titleist Anthony Joshua, 24 wins, 2 losses, 22 KOs. In the main event, WC Cruiserweight titleist Alunga Jr. Makabu, 28 wins, 2 losses, 25 KOs, attempts his 2nd title defense versus mandatory challenger and consensus top 10 contender Fabricio Machunu, 23 wins, 5 losses, 13 KOs. A platform has yet to be assigned to the event, though such details along with title information are expected to be announced in the coming days. It will likely air as an independently distributed DKP pay-per-view event, and has been the case with the majority of King's events of its years, including Bryan's most recent fight 1 year ago. Whew, man. A whole lot said in that story. But that'd be interesting, man. Trevor, Bryan, and Daniel Dubois. Since we don't see Trevor Bryan very often, since we don't hear his name or Manuel Charr, you don't hear these names very often because they're under, well, one thing is that Trevor Bryan is under Don King Productions. That's for one. For y'all did not know, Don King is still operating, but not very often. And he has Trevor Bryan under the productions. That's why you don't hear about him very often. You probably don't even know who Trevor Bryan is. But yeah, he's a champion. He's got a belt. And Daniel Dubois is going to take this guy apart because he just don't stay active enough. You know what I'm saying? And we don't even know who he is, but we know who Daniel Dubois is. He's an up-and-coming fighter out of England. And yes, he's going to definitely take him apart. Definitely. Easy work for Daniel Dubois in that fight. Easy work. But let's see what else we got. What else do we got for today's boxing? Let's see. Joe Smith here. What is the story on Joe Smith? Can we get the story loaded? Let's see here. Let's see the load story. Okay, we go. Joe Smith prioritizes better BF over Bivol. Unification over shot at Canelo is for my legacy. Okay, let's see what he's got to see. So Joe Smith Jr. isn't as impressed as some of his peers may be by the potential windfall of a Canelo Alvarez bout. The former day laborer and current WBO light heavyweight belt holder from Long Island, New York, was recently asked whom he wants to fight the most, and his answer, not surprisingly, was in line with his reputation as a no-nonsense competitor. At this point, everybody choose the Canelo fight just because there's more money to be made there. Smith told Bryan Custer of the Last Stand podcast, but really for my legacy, I want to be known as a great fighter. So I'd like to fight WBC, IBF title holder Arthur Beterbiev and WBA title holder Dmitry Bivol. Yes, I agree. Get the belts. Smith's record 27 wins, 3 losses, 21 KOs. Is projected to defend his title against Caleb Johnson, 20 wins, 1 loss, 14 KOs on January 15th at the Turning Stone Resort and Casino in Verona, New York. Smith lost to Bivol 19 wins, 0 losses, 11 KOs in their encounter in 2019 by wide decision. Since then, Smith has reeled off 3 straight wins, including his last fight, a title-winning effort over Maxim Blasov, 46 wins, 4 losses, 26 KOs. Ladies and gentlemen, Caleb Johnson is going to beat Smith. I think he is. I mean, Joe Smith, he's very good very strong boxer, but how can I put with Joe Smith? He's not always in the fight. Sometimes it seems like he's just not into it. You know what I'm saying? It seems like he's just not into it. He's a very strong boxer, very smart boxer, but sometimes it just seems like it's just not there. It doesn't click all the time. Caleb Johnson is a very strong boxer, and he always comes to fight. Caleb Johnson is going to beat Joe Smith, and he's probably going to knock him out. Okay, that's my prediction when this fight happens on January 15th. So let's finish the story. Co-promoter Bob Arum of Top Rank Incorporated recently suggested Alvarez could be interested in facing either Beterbiev of 17 wins, 17 KOs, or Smith, both of whom belong to the Top Rank banner. With this sport, you never know, Smith said. If they're willing to come to me and fight, I'll take any one of them. Those are the fights I want. I know I got to get past Johnson and make a statement with him that's going to open up the doors for those big fights to happen. ESPN reported that last month that Smith was projected to fight 170-pound newcomer Daniel Jacobs, 37 wins, 3 losses, 30 KOs, a former middleweight title holder in the early part of 2022. Asked about that matchup, Smith expressed little interest, stating it would be akin to taking a step backward. Interesting. But guess what, y'all? Daniel Jacobs is actually penciled in to fight John Ryder. Okay, John Ryder. I think that's gonna be a pretty good fight. John Ryder and Daniel Jacobs. That's gonna be a pretty good fight. I don't remember the date I saw in that fight, but Daniel Jacobs be fighting John Ryder, y'all. Let's finish the story. It's not really a fight that I want. Smith said of Jacobs' fight. The fights I want to unify. I want Beterbiev and Bivol. For all his fixation on unifying the division, Smith, of course, would welcome a fight with Alvarez if a serious deal ever materializes. Really, Beterbiev and Bivol are the only fights I want to take, Smith said. It's those two, unless Canelo comes up and he wants to fight, I'll take the fight. But I want to unify. I don't want to go backwards. I'm trying to get all the belts. Smith expressed interest in facing Britain's Anthony Yarde, 22 wins, 2 losses, 21 KOs, but he made it clear unification remains his top priority. Smith, you do not want Anthony Yarde. Anthony Yarde will knock you out too. So, but you ain't got to worry about that because you know what? I think Caleb Smith is going to knock him out on the 15th. So you ain't even got to worry about Anthony Yarde. I like Smith, but like I said, he just seems like he's just not there all the time. Okay, let's finish the story. I've got the world championship, Smith said. It's around my waist and everybody wants it. I'm interested in the Yarde fight, but what I really want is to unify and become the one champion. I think Caleb Johnson is going to win that fight on the 15th. And we ain't even got to worry about Joe Smith talking about Yarde or Canelo or Beterbiev or Bivol. It's just not going to happen. Simple as that. What's next? What have we got? Trainer Joe Gallagher predicts Johnson and Smith will put it all on the line. I think, it's going to be a good fight. It's going to be a good fight. I'm not saying it's not going to be good. It's going to be a good fight. It's going to be a great fight. But Caleb Johnson is one of those guys that fights to the very end, comes in the ring and puts it all on the line. And you never see an off day with Caleb Johnson. He don't take no days off. When he fights, he comes to fight. Okay. So let's see here. Let's see the story. So trainer Joe Gallagher believes the WBO light heavyweight title fight between his charge Caleb Johnson and champion Joe Smith Jr. will be action-packed. The Manchester coach heads out to New York with Johnson this weekend ahead of the bout upstate at the Turning Stone Casino in Verona on January 15th for what will be Johnson's second attempt at a world title after his up-and-down thriller with Artur Beterbiev in 2018. When the fight was announced, I looked social media timelines and people were saying this is a war. 3 rounds at most, 4 rounds for Smith, 3 rounds for Johnson. And it was a good reaction. And it got me excited for it, said Gallagher. Callum can box as well, as can Joe Smith. Joe was on a really good run of form since he lost to Dimitri Bivol, and his confidence is high. And there's talks of Canelo fighting Beterbiev, Joe Smith, or Bivol. So Smith will be hugely motivated by that. But this fight is just 2 honest, highly motivated kids who are fighting for a world title. It's a throwback 80s type light heavyweight fight. 2 solid guys who are going to go in there and just put it all on the line. Long Island Smith has won 3 on the bounce since Bivol, defeating Jesse Hart, Maxim Blasov, Eldir Alvarez, while Johnson has only won 3 times since his loss to Beterbiev. Gallagher rates Smith highly. Okay. Joe Smith is a good fighter, said the coach. After studying him and watching him, Joe Smith Jr. is better than people give him credit for. Good fighter, came up the hard way and had a couple of early setbacks in his career against good fighters. Regrouped, came back, and he's got a good work rate. Punches well to the body, and everything's off the jab. Good right hook, left hook, good right uppercut. He's a good all-around fighter and is going to jail for a great fight with 2 kids who are going to go at it. This could be Johnson's last chance. The 36-year-old has had his fair share of bad luck in the pros, struggling with political fallouts, inactivity, and much more besides. But Gallagher feels the stars might just be aligning for his man. I think so too. I think Callum Johnson is going to beat him. Listen, every camp has its problems. Joe continued. Good day sparring. bad day sparring. No fighter has the perfect camp. They have niggles here, there, and everywhere. But Callum has trained really well. He's hugely motivated, and he can't wait. It's a great opportunity for him. Did Johnson have the belief that this is the time? 100% Gallagher said. I added, he has his reasons for wanting to be a world champion and things he wants to do, and all he wants to do is become a world champion. I feel that at his age, he wouldn't want to be involved with boxing with everything he's gone through to not become a world champion. He could have said, I'm sick of this, I'm calling it a day, but he's got a low mileage. He's still ambitious. And we saw with Kiko Martinez and Kid Galahad, punchers never lose their punch. And this is his second bite at a cherry, and there won't be another one after this if he doesn't beat Joe Smith Jr. So it's all or nothing. Frank Warren promoters, Johnson promoter, top ranked star boxing, who Joe Smith is with, is just a great opportunity for Callum. From being in the wilderness for a while to come back, everyone questioned the decision this time last year when Callum switched back to Frank from Matchroom, who he started with, but Frank promised he'd deliver him a world title shot, and he has. Everyone's done the job, and Callum's looking forward to getting in there and giving his best shot. And Johnson, who has scored 14 stoppages and 20 victories against the lone better be of loss, is experienced. Not only was he a decorated amateur, but he's boxed at the Turning Stone before, and he knows what it's like to challenge for a major belt. He's also learned, and he's gone on. With Smith and with Callum in the past, when we've talked about the better be a fight, he says, I've just remember knocking him down and then just following him around the ring, thinking he just knocked him down, and before he knew it, the round had gone. Gallagher went on. It's something where he said, why didn't I just go on like I did against Frank Bugliani, who he stopped in the round, and everybody else? And I think lessons have been learned from that. Also, we've been there, Turning Stone before. It's the same venue where Joe Smith fought Bivol, Callum fought Sine Monaghan on the same show, and has been and there were both on the International Boxing Hall of Fame and took pictures together. So it's familiar territory, and Joe Smith did well in that fight. Bivol outboxed him, but Joe Smith caught him late in that fight. So there's familiarity there already. We have know what to expect. It sets the tone for a typical busy year for Gallagher, with 2 weeks later will be in the opposite corner of Argentine great Sergio Martinez. There's a proper Rocky Balboa, Apollo Creed type of fight, Joe said, of Macaulay McGowan, taking on the middleweight legend. Gallagher actually boxed McGowan's dad on the same show in amateurs. After that, Madrid, the work will go on for Gallagher. Natasha Jonas is back in the gym, and she's hoping for a big fight soon. He had Paul Butler. We're just waiting on a new date and venue on the John Miguel Casimiro fight. Callum Thompson is due out again soon. Marcus Morrison was out in March, April, and I spoke to Charlie Edwards last night. He's going to Portugal, and he's looking for a date in March or April. I was really pleased with his performance just before the end of the year, beat him Jacob Barreto in 2 rounds, and he settled in really well. This is Callum Johnson's second time at a world title. Tasha Jonas will be looking for one. Paul Butler will be looking for one. Charlie Edwards will be looking for one. So I've got like 4 fighters that will be fighting for world titles in 2022, as well as other prospects coming through as well. All right. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, I think Callum Johnson is gonna beat Joe Smith. I really do. I think it's gonna be a very good fight, but I think Callum Johnson is going to catch Joe Smith on an off night, and there'll be a new champion on that night. Definitely a new champion. Let's see here. Can I get to the next story here? Oh my goodness. Luis Ortiz declines invitation for IBF eliminator. Hergervick awaits next ordered opponent. Wow. I'm surprised. This is interesting. Let's see what happened. Philip Hergervick has once again reached familiar ground. Efforts to stage a final title eliminator for the unbeaten Croatian will proceed to the next available ranked contender to determine the mandatory challenge for the challenger for the IBF heavyweight title. As previously reported by BoxingScene.com, an invitation was submitted by the sanctioning body to Hergervick and Luis Ortiz. The latter who declined the offer, according to Hergervick's team. It appears that Luis Ortiz just withdrew. Nisei Sauerland, Hergervick's co-promoter, informed BoxingScene.com on Tuesday. Wow. A source familiar with the situation informed BoxingScene.com that injury in the cause for Ortiz not being available for this fight. Ortiz suffered a fractured hand. Oh man, I didn't think Ortiz just went out declined this fight. It had to be something. Ortiz suffered a fractured hand in his win over Martin, with the time required to heal outside of the scope to negotiate terms for an eliminator with Hergervick. Okay, this makes sense, man. Well, like I said, man, I hope Ortiz gets healthy soon, man, and gets back in the ring, man. That's bad to know, man. That's really bad to know. But I think if Ortiz was healthy, he would have took this fight. The invitation to enter talks for the final eliminator was submitted by the IBF on Monday, just 2 days after Miami's Ortiz, 33 wins, 2 losses, 28 KOs, earned a 6-round stoppage over former Toalez Charles Martin. The Cuban southpaw recovered from 2 knockdowns to score 2 of his own. The latter prompted a stoppage in the 6th round of their Fox Sports pay-per-view main event, which is billed as an IBF eliminator. Okay. The sanctioning came with the understanding that the winner would next have to face Hergervick, 14 wins and 12 KOs. Ortiz and his team since reversed course, likely with other plans already in place. There's speculation that the 2-time title challenger, who turned 43 in March, will be steering towards the showdown of former unified heavyweight titleist Andy Ruiz Jr. for 34 wins, 2 losses, 22 KOs later this year. Though such a matchup remains limited for the moment to loose talk. Now that would be a good fight. Ortiz versus Ruiz. I want to see that one. That could be a very good fight if that happens. Meanwhile, Hergervick is in a similar place as was the case a year ago, in need of a dance partner to move within 1 win of challenging for his first major title. The next highest ranked contender after Ortiz and Hergervick is Joseph Parker. Woo! That would be a good one. That would be a very good one too. Joseph Ortiz, 30 wins, 2 losses, 21 KOs, a former WBO titleist from New Zealand who is riding a 6-fight win streak. The last 5 have come since signing his original promotional deal with Matchroom in 2019. Matchroom also serves as co-promoter for Hergervick, along with Wasserman Boxing, who absorbed Sauerland event and its fighters last March. That would be a pretty good fight. But I think Hergervick might be too big and too strong for Parker too. Both fighters are coming off wins in separate bouts last December. Hergervick, a 2016 Olympic bronze medalist for Croatia, who now trains in Miami, earned a 3rd-round knockout of a beaten but obscure heavyweight Amir Ahmatovic as part of a December 5 Dazn show from MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. The bout marked his 2nd consecutive 3rd-round knockout win over an undefeated heavyweight, having done the same to Marko Radanovic last September 10th in Klagenfurt, Australia. Okay. Parker scored a repeat win over Derek Chisora, looking far more impressive in the December 18th match than was the case when he barely edged the veteran gatekeeper in late May. Both bouts took place at the AO Arena in Manchester, England. If Parker accepts the forthcoming invitation from the IBF, a 15-day negotiation period will be granted between the New Zealand heavyweight and Hergervick. Neither party can enter an agreement for another bout once the eliminator is formally ordered, per IBF Rule 9A2, whatever, purse bids, non-intervening bouts. All right. Should Parker decline, the IBF is required to continue down the line until finding an available challenger. The heavyweight contenders ranked after Parker are a trio of unbeaten contenders. Frank's Tony Yoka, 11 wins, 9 KOs. The 2016 gold medal, the Olympic 2016 Olympic gold medalist, England's Joe Joyce. Woo, and that would be interesting too. Hergervick and Joe Joyce. Joe Joyce is a big boy too. 13 wins, 12 KOs. Who lost to Yoka in the 2016 Olympics and taking home a silver medal. And Germany's Agit Kabayal, 21 wins, 13 KOs. I've heard that name, but I haven't seen. I need to check up on him, man. Kabayal. I need to check up on him. See what he's about. I haven't seen him fight. I haven't seen him fight before. The winner of the eventual IBF final eliminator will become a sanctioning body's mandatory challenge to Alexander Usyk, 19 wins, 30 KO, who also holds the WA Super WIBO belts. Ukraine's Usyk obtained the slew of belts in a September 25 win over England's Anthony Joshua, 24 wins, 2 losses, 22 KOs. The now former two-time unified heavyweight Toalez, who ended Parker's 15-month WO title reign in March of 2018 unification bout in Cardiff, Wales. Man, that would have been a pretty interesting fight. But like I said, man, I think this Hergervick guy is really big and strong, and I haven't seen him tested. He seemed like he got a very good chin, and I don't think the way Ortiz looked in that fight was shaky, and I don't think Ortiz could beat Hergervick. Who do I think could beat Hergervick? I think Tyson Fury could beat Hergervick. Anybody other than Fury, I don't think could beat him. I don't even know if Usyk could beat him. I think Hergervick is just too big and too strong. You know what I'm saying? He's a very strong boxer, man. And he's not nobody that you want to fight at this moment in his career. I don't think anybody should be fighting him other than, like I said, Tyson Fury. What else we got here? Mayweather. Oh my God. Mayweather announces Dubai exhibition on February 20th, potentially against YouTuber Money Kicks. Floyd always got stuff with him, man. Floyd always got something with him. What we got going on, Floyd? What we got going on? Floyd Mayweather be gloving up once again. The 44-year-old Hall of Fame boxer announced in a press conference that he will be participating in an exhibition bout on a helipad at the Burj Al Arab Jamada Hotel in Dubai on February 20th. February 20th, we haven't chosen an opponent yet, but I look forward to it, and hopefully we give you guys something to see, Mayweather said. All right, in Dubai. The front runner to face the boxing great apparently is Dubai-based 19-year-old YouTube star Money Kicks, Rashid Balahassa. According to Mayweather himself, Money Kicks is the son of billionaire Saif Balhassa. I think I'm saying his name right. Saif Balhassa. I spoke with my advisors about Money Kicks. We don't really know, Mayweather said, adding Money Kicks is doing big things. I like what I am seeing. Both sides have had discussions about a potential exhibition as early as October. Money Kicks told the Lovin Dubai show at that time that talks are happening between me and Floyd Mayweather for a bout in the region in Dubai. All right. The announcement confirms the first event that Mayweather will be handling in Dubai. He has been hinting at ramping up his business ventures in the region for the past few months. Okay. Mayweather, who will be 45 by the time of the exhibition, stated the event will be of an exclusive nature. Well, I don't like to call what I'm doing a fight, Mayweather said. I like to call it a limited edition boxing showcase because it's bigger than just boxing. Okay, all right. Let's see. Let's see, Floyd. You always seem to surprise us, all right? It will be a very special crowd. He continued. Not too many people. So if you get the chance to come here, you must know that you are very special. All right, Floyd. Although he officially retired from boxing in 2016 after his blockbuster against Conor McGregor, Mayweather, who's 50 wins and 27 KOs, has since then participated in several high-profile exhibition bouts. Most recently, Mayweather engaged YouTuber star Logan Paul in an 8-round bout on June 6th at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens, Florida. The fight was a distance, but as it was an exhibition, a winner was not announced. Mayweather's guarantee was reportedly $10 million, including 50% of the pay-per-view profits. The bout, which was broadcasted on Showtime pay-per-view, reportedly generated upwards of 1 million buys. Wow. In 2018, Mayweather flew to Tokyo to take on MMA star Tenshin Nasukawa. In the 3-round exhibition bout. Mayweather stopped Nasukawa in the opening round and reportedly earned $88 million. Well, it looks like Floyd will be coming back with another boxing event in February 20 against the YouTuber Money Kicks, which I had never heard of. But hey, y'all, listen, y'all. That's the end of boxing news for today. Yep, that's the last story of January 4th of this year. And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, check out the fight this Friday, ladies and gentlemen. This Friday, I'm gonna stop the share there. This Friday, January 7th at 7 p.m. on Showtime, ShoBox Boxing. You're gonna have the Rumble at Caribe Royale, Nunez versus Arrieta. And like I said, man, Nunez, I'm gonna say he's gonna knock this guy out, probably like the 5th or 6th round. Thank you for tuning in to No Nonsense Boxing. I'm your man, Tarek Higgins. This is the place to come to get the news and the main events for the week. If there's a boxing fight going on, I'm going to inform you and let you know, and I'm going to give you the news. Until next time, y'all. Thank you for tuning in. Y'all have a good one.